do our new digs. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everybody breathing well.
Ms. Brooke, let's start with roll call, please.
Commissioner Hayes.
Yep.
Commissioner Garavilla. Here. Commissioner Cochran.
Present.
Commissioner Story.
Present.
Mayor Messerschmidt.
Present. Let's go to reading approval of minutes, and then we'll go down to some public affairs if we can.
Okay. We have one set of regular minutes from August 12th. No omissions, no amendments need to be made, so no commission will approve those as presented.
Second.
Commissioner Hayes.
Yes.
Commissioner Garavilla. Yes. Commissioner Cochran.
Yes.
Commissioner Story.
Yes.
Mayor Messerschmidt.
Yes. And if you look down under 9A, you'll see the swearing in of Zachary Andrews as a
Yeah.
police officer. Oh, yes, that's right. Sorry, secondary.
Got the 7 minutes from the special meeting where we posted the administrative assistant at the police department on July 29th. I'll make a motion to approve those as presented.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Commissioner Hayes.
Yep.
Commissioner Garavilla. Commissioner Cochran.
Yes.
Commissioner Story. Mayor Messerschmidt.
Yes, yes. Now, 9A, swearing in of Zach Andrews as Benton's newest police officer. He's been in the academy, he has completed everything he needs to complete. I assume you have anyway?
Yeah.
Awesome. So, I'm just gonna ask you to raise your right hand, and ask you to repeat after me. I, Zachary Andrews,
I, Zachary Andrews,
do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Illinois,
of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the position
the duties of the position
of police officer
of police officer
in and for the city
and for the city
of Benton and the state of Illinois
of Benton and the state of Illinois
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Welcome, 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 welcome. Tonight. Oh, you already worked it today. Good, congratulations. Anything you'd like to say, Chris, on this behalf, or?
No, we're just
Or even
looking forward to
Don,
him
department.
starting his career here, so.
Glad to have it.
Awesome. Sure do. Copies for you. Congratulations. So this wraps up the end of your day, like this is the end of your shift.
Go home.
Go home, you're done. Good. Congratulations, sir. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, welcome.
Congratulations, Zach.
See you in the morning.
Yep.
What's your number up to now? Yeah, yeah.
Commissioner Garavilla, public property report, please.
Yes, well, a couple of minor things, is it Michael Driver Street, that light in the intersection? Michael Drive, that finally is fixed, there's finally a sensor on that light, so it does not run 24/7 any longer.
Good.
That is the city-owned light that's out there. I took some persuasion to get that taken care of. And with that, there's several light poles that are out, and so I'm going to be hitting that hard because there's 2 camps of people. Some say that we don't pay for them, even though they're out, but according to the individual I spoke with Ameren, we do pay for them when they're out. There's no sensor on the lights that indicate when they're not operational. So we do pay for them. We pay for them according to the person I spoke with. We paid for them for their poles. So we need to make sure that they're running because we're paying for them.
Because I've had a different person from Ameren saying, so even within Ameren, there's some discrepancy.
But regardless, we have them up for a reason.
We need to make sure that they're working,
And
sure.
we need to make sure that they're working, so
Okay.
we'll attend to that. I noticed that there's a lot more signs going up around the city, scattered here and there, on street corners and on telephone poles and stuff, and we probably need to address that. But our big elephant in the room is what's going on at City Hall. And as everyone knows, knows, we are here because of the mold that was detected in our building, and the progress on that is ongoing. Testing is still ongoing. We have no idea the extent of the issue, other than we had to vacate the building. We don't know for sure how long we'll be out, what the remedy will be. I do have, two different companies coming in, one on the 6th and one on the 12th, to, look at the issue of moisture in the building. We're waiting on some tests to come in, from that were run on the air quality in the building. And, is the guy going to speak to the group?
No, he shared it with us because we didn't have any more information to share than what we're sharing here, so like there's no.
So that's, you know.
Once we have more info, we may
Right
bring it
now,
back.
that's where we're at, and we got on it. I mean, the people who came in and detected the mold, they got on it immediately. I mean, I called and they were there like the next day, so, yes. So we're moving along as quickly as we can, but all of it takes time, and we have no idea at this point what it will all entail.
Thank you. Commissioner Cochran, Water Sewer Street.
Thank you. I had one purchase order tonight for some UV light bulbs for the sewer plant, $3,200. Make a motion to approve that.
Commissioner Cochran,
Yes.
Commissioner Story,
Yes.
Commissioner Case,
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia,
Yes.
Mayor Masser.
Yes.
I don't believe I have any pool adjustments. I have,
Yeah, there's some. There's two.
oh. Oh, I'm sorry. I do have just, what, there's a one. Oh, I got late on lease. And I'll look through everybody.
Oh, no,
That's
two in the lake.
Two in the lot lease, lot lease,
There's two.
two.
Well, let me see.
Jennifer.
Somebody loaned me one.
Davis.
Okay. We have, two pool adjustments. One is for, Herbie Davis at the 201 South McKenzie Street, Benton. Make a motion to approve that.
Commissioner Cochran,
Yes.
Commissioner Story,
Yes.
Commissioner Case,
Pass.
Commissioner Garvelia, Mayor Masser.
Yes.
And then we have the pool, sewer adjustment for swimming pool for Caleb Kern at 127 West Webster Street. Make a motion to approve that.
I second that.
Commissioner Cochran,
Yes.
Commissioner Story, Commissioner Case,
Pass.
Commissioner Garvelia, Mayor Masser.
Yes.
5C, we have Blake lot lease. Blake Hall to Michael Catalinas. Make a motion to approve that.
Commissioner Cochran,
Yes.
Commissioner Story,
Yes.
Commissioner Case,
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia.
Yes.
Mayor Masser.
Yes.
And 5D, the discussion approval of resolution for the annual homecoming parade. I make a motion we table that for now.
Commissioner Cochran,
Yes.
Commissioner Story,
Yes.
Commissioner Case,
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia,
Yes.
Mayor Masser.
Yes.
That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Public Health and Safety, Commissioner Story.
Got one purchase order, we got, 803 back, that's the oldest engine we got, that was the engine that, Mrs. Rogers, Chief Rogers was here. It's, got a rebuilt engine, and it's $34,319.90. And that engine has got a new motor, new transmission, we've done put a transmission in it, it's got a new pump, so it's gonna save the city some money. I don't think we'll have to be searching for an engine for a while. I'll make a motion to accept the $34,319.90.
I second it.
Commissioner Cochran,
Yes.
Commissioner Story,
Yes.
Commissioner Case,
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia,
Yes.
Mayor Masser.
Yes.
Okay. The next one I have is a discussion and approval, allowing the merit board to begin process of testing for the police officer eligibility list. You have anything you wanna say, Chief?
I just kind of
now, only applicants are now working out of departments. One with the main police department, one with the Illinois Department of Corrections, and then we hired, supposed to be out of the federal.
We have zero on
Yeah,
it.
0 candidates right now.
So just need to,
So I'll make a motion to let the county begin the process of testing for the eligibility list for the police department.
I'll second.
Commissioner Cochran,
Yes.
Commissioner Story,
Yes.
Commissioner Case,
yes.
Commissioner Garvelia,
Yes.
Mayor Massersohn.
Yes.
The next one I have is, discussion and approval of intergovernmental agreement for standby ambulance service between the city of Benton and the BCHS. We've done this for, I don't know, how long, Chris, 3-4 years?
It's been since, I know since they've redone the ambulance.
Yeah.
So whenever that project was, it's become, I think it was the first time that there was issues out on Industrial Park with the last ambulance service. And, I mean, it's, you have to have an ambulance as our
Right.
okay, so.
I make
I
the
think that's
motion
what-
to accept that.
I second it.
Commissioner Cochran,
Yes.
Commissioner Story,
Yes.
Commissioner Case,
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia,
Yes.
Mayor Massersohn.
Yes.
And that's all I have.
Awesome. Very good, thank you. Council Finance, Commissioner Case.
I have one payroll dated through August 16th, totaling $107,827.84, with $85,686.53 from the general, and $22,141.31 out of the water and sewer fund. Make a motion to approve that as presented.
I second it.
Commissioner Cochran,
Yes.
Commissioner Story,
Yes.
Commissioner Case.
Yep.
Commissioner Garvelia,
Yes.
Mayor Massersohn.
Yes.
No bills. Zero, Tom.
Oscar, Mr. City Attorney. Okay. Under Public Affairs, I've already done Zach Andrews, it's great, excited, I didn't realize he worked his first shift today, I thought it was interesting, he was fully dressed. And his turnout good. Wondered about that, and under updates, just the kind of things, we're starting to move into fall, people are coming back to town, people are getting out and around, and there's more activity going on around town, which is exciting. And, I think we're gonna start seeing a lot more stuff happening in and around the square. No purchase orders, and then under item 9D, it was asked of the council to consider what the city charges in regards to occupancy inspection. Currently, the city, it's at $100. On average, it's 100, it depends if it's single family, it depends if it's apartment, it depends if it's a duplex, but the average is about $100 or less. And in doing the research and the checking, it looks like that is in keeping with what most municipalities are doing around. Carmen does a little different because they have such a high influx of apartment living. And, in addition to that, it's been at $100 for the better part of 20 years, so more than 2 decades. It was just asked if I would put this on there for any kind of conversation, any kind of feedback, any kind of input from the council, so Carrie, I'm just bringing it before the council for any questions, feedback, or any kind of consideration.
What does the other, cities, what do they charge you?
Yeah, 75 to 100 on average,
75.
yes, yeah, absolutely. So, it's more just for discussion, we don't have, unless there's a recommendation or feedback from the council about doing anything differently. At this point, I haven't heard anything from any of you that I've had individual conversations with, but I want to bring them before the council for any kind of discussion, if there isn't. Hearing none. Under item E, as we wrestle with what's the right direction, as we're still getting in information in regards to what's at 1403 South Main, one of the things that I would like to see if the council would be willing to entertain is getting a current appraisal of the facility, considering that we've updated and done a number of different things to that property. And the appraisal, Brian said, would be about $2,300 of the building and property. This would help us know what the property is worth, that as we look at the expenses it's gonna take to bring us back up to where we need to be, it gives you a cost comparison. And so I've come to the council with discussion and or approval of obtaining an appraisal on South Main.
I'll make that motion to approve getting an appraisal.
I'll second.
Commissioner Cochran,
Yes.
Commissioner Story,
Yes.
Commissioner Case,
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia,
Yes.
Mayor Massersohn.
Yes. Commissioner Garibaldi has already done a great job updating on what's going on with the location down there, so there's not much more to say to that. As we get more information in future council meetings, we'll be sharing that information as we get it. And then under item 9G, 2 years ago, we created a line item for community events. for those that are doing events in our community, that are nonprofit 501c3 organizations with no insurance, they can come and make a request of the city. Passionate Action has come to do that. I don't believe that we've dispersed any funds so far this year. They did not ask for a specific amount, but historically we have done 500. And my recommendation, if the council be willing to, is to match that number that we normally done. And so we need a motion and a second approval for Passionate Action to receive $500 towards their following today.
I'll make that motion.
I have a question. Is our cap 500?
It's not, it's just what we've done in the past, and so you just kind of been following along with that. It could be more, could be whatever, so we just kind of stuck with that because it's been kind of traditional what we've done.
And they didn't request any specific amount for us to wrestle with, so it, I mean, I'm right there in line with 500. And if they need more at some point in the fiscal year, they can return
And ask for something else.
and ask for
Yeah.
something else.
And they booked, for those that know, if you see your flyer in your packet, they booked Shannon Arview, which also did our Eclipse Festival. So this is gonna help cover some of the costs for that. So this is, I think what you're gonna see is, last year they had Old 37 show up, and people stuck around. We had more people at the event. So this would be a good investment that we should see some return on at Capitol Park.
I'll second Tom's motion.
Commissioner Cochran,
Yes.
Commissioner Story, Commissioner Case, Commissioner Garvelia, and Mayor Massersohn.
Yes. That's all under me. Any miscellaneous business from the council? Any old business? Any new business? Any matters from the public? Oh, what, it's Tom Carter.
Oh,
A new
yeah,
building, a new Tom.
in our new city hall.
That's right. For the time being.
And regarding the city hall,
Yes, if you would please come to the podium because we are on camera. That way people know who's talking, if you would please.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I forget it's there. The camera, not the podium.
the old council, which became Dennis Miller, he's the one that basically approved that the council buy the current city hall.
Okay.
He did not obtain an appraisal at the time. Although there was an appraisal done, which they didn't make public, we got it from the school district before you. We paid $500,000 for this building, even though they're only appraised for $280,000. So we paid almost double for it.
Okay.
We put a roof on it. Now we're doing mold. We rehabbed it for new offices. The amount of money, we put new heating and air conditioning systems in it. The way I figure, we're probably at triple of what the original appraisal was. How come the current council here is not suing Dennis Miller to increase the cost of this money pit?
You can't go after previous councils.
Oh, yes, you can. You can go after
But
it.
he
They're
wasn't just,
bonded.
but Tom, he wasn't just the only one. I mean, it was a unanimous
Then
vote.
go after the council.
But why would our own
See,
council members
see,
go
one
after?
thing that as a taxpayer, that I have begun to understand is, the system is set up to protect the politicians, whether it's local, state, federal, and the poor old taxpayers and ratepayers get stuck with the bill. I would like for you guys, once, make somebody take responsibility for their actions. There's too many instances that we blow money on stuff without giving any consideration, is this a good thing to do or not? You know, we cleaned up the mess at the airport, it'd been illegal for 70 years, and that illegal airport was taking people's land away from them, cutting trees down, all illegally under eminent domain when they didn't have the authority to do it. You know, we spent a bunch of money on, new water meters, when we got plenty of manpower that we shouldn't even have spent that $1 million. We could have, paid for that electrical, solar system we're putting in there and recouped all the benefits from it. Somebody is just not thinking enough in the long term to help the citizens of Benton. They just wanna stick you with a higher rate or more taxes each time. And I'm asking this council to start saying, hey, when are we gonna start making people responsible for their actions? Now, you guys can blow it off, which I figure you will, But the public needs to take it seriously because it's costing us a mint between the county and their 1%, the school district and 1%, increasing rates because we didn't use the money wisely on the solar. I mean, there's a lot of problems with taxes around here. Another question that's been brought up to me time and time again, the I-57 interstate project. We forked out, I don't know how much money over the last, 16, 17 years on that, including money from the state. Why did we end that whenever, well, I understand we were like 95% done with the planning. And if we'd have finished the planning, they said you could put it on the shelf and reuse it, but if you throw it out now, then we've lost it all.
It's a $200 million project. With the
No, that's to do the project.
The vast majority of that would be saddled with the city. I mean, nearly half. At what point would we ever see a return on investment on that?
Then I got another question. Why is West, Frankfurt moving ahead with it?
Because that project's a fraction of what this project was, with a lot less interruptions and a lot less challenges and a lot less roadblocks. That's why. And it was an 80-20 match. So the city the city was only in it for about $250 over the course of 17 years.
Okay.
But let me finish. Would you ever design a house that you know you're never gonna plan to build? Would you pay for designs on a house you would never plan to build?
I've got a question for you then.
You can answer my question first.
No. But
Okay, then
you
I'll
were
answer yours.
street commissioner for 4 years before you became mayor. Why didn't you squash the project 7 years ago?
You already know that answer.
And what was it? What is it?
Well, you should be able to tell me that answer. But
I
I
don't
have a
know.
conversation,
I
there's
did-
your office.
If I couldn't get something through a board, at least I would voice my opinion so the public knows.
You're assuming that I didn't.
As far as I know, I never heard you voice it.
That doesn't mean I voiced it to you, it just doesn't mean I didn't voice it.
Well, see, you guys, to me, don't count. The public needs to know all this stuff. The
And
public
again,
needs
you're
to know.
assuming that I didn't voice it to the public.
And we've had those discussions in open session over the
Multiple
last
times.
14, 15 months.
Yeah.
I'm talking 7 years.
Yeah. I've never had a seat at the table to be able to have that conversation internally, or I would have squashed it.
Well, as street commissioner, you should have been able to have it 7 years ago.
I'm not disagreeing with you. What you got next?
Huh?
What else, you got something else?
Yeah, I got, the sewer plant. $14 million project. We got half of that was forgiven by EPA. Of course, Miller lied to me on his last meeting because I asked him, I said, do we still owe $7 million or $5 million? Because there was $2 million still put up. And he lied, I said, just $5 million. Well, of course, I found out it was 7. But it's been almost 20 years now. And if we've been making the same payments from the same rates, because we'd already raised rates to pay for the 14 million, if we've been making the same payments, why isn't that sewer plant basically almost paid for? And so we can lower rates.
I don't have an answer for that one, but we can get it for you.
I want it. They would probably like it. But everybody keeps talking raising rates, and I wanna know why it's not almost paid for when half of it was forgiven, and we'd already been charged the rates to pay for the $14 million plant. $7 million should have been easy.
Thank you. Thanks. Anything from anyone else?
I just asked a quick clarifier, so what is the status of the I-57, the old P-drop,
It's officially suspended for now. So we as a council made a decision that we need to channel our energies and our dollars somewhere else than the current interchange project based on the design that's been given to us through the engineers. So we've suspended that project and channeling our dollars and our energy into other projects. So, okay. If there's nothing else,
Commissioner Cochran?
Yes.
Commissioner Story?
Yes.
Commissioner Case?
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia?
Yes.
Mayor Massersohn?
yes. Thank you all for coming to our new space. We don't know how long we'll be here, but we'll make it as good as we can for as long as we can.
We're really blessed to have you.
Yeah, we at least know we can breathe.
Very blessed.
We know we're not gonna die.
I must say, whenever it came down to it, where that city hall, it wasn't moved back in,
this will be your permanent